My head is
Mind
big as
nigga
fuck.
told me move.
Mind you, yeah.
My head is big as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna use the bottle as a mic. Yeah, so like, who the fuck is J. Cole? I don't know. No, on the real though, like, I barely listen to J. Cole, so what song is that?
That's his feature on Johnny P's Caddy, bro.
By Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Butcher. Why the nigga name Benny the Butcher?
You don't know who Benny the Butcher
You don't
is,
know
bro?
Benny
No, I
the
do
Butcher,
not
bro?
know who Benny the Butcher is.
You playing.
Benny the Butcher's that guy, man. Come on.
Who?
Griselda?
Griselda?
No,
Griselda
I do not.
shit.
I'm just a civilian, bro. I don't know who these people are.
You gonna get copyrighted if I play your song?
Yes.
You're gonna have to mute this one out. You're gonna have to mute this little.
Yo, bro.
Hold on, Johnny.
What's the song, bro?
This ain't my story about rags to riches, more about how I mastered physics. In the game, I used to train like Rocky catching chickens.
Did you
Nah,
see it
I
live?
saw like a couple months. Nah, maybe like half a year ago.
What?
With Unks.
See what, love?
Brandon Booker.
Word?
And Boldy James.
Word, bro?
Yeah, he played just live.
Nah, that's tough.
So it was
How
tough.
much was the tickets for that?
Was J. Cole
Like
there?
$25.
$25?
Nah, J. Cole.
I was about to say.
Bro, I paid like $150 for Mariah the Scientist tickets. I might cry.
For what?
Let's unpack that.
Who you going with?
What's the issue with? Oh, I'm going with my man's Kayla. It's her birthday the week before.
That's
I mean, not that Mariah Scientist ain't tough, but I just.
Mariah the Scientist is hard.
No, Mariah the Scientist is tough.
Nah, he look like the
Her
type of
music
like.
is tough and she's tough.
Don't let him do that to you, Lex.
I want to hear him out.
On the real
Don't
though,
let that
like,
nigga drag you to his tomfoolery, bro.
like real on the real shit. Alexis looked like he sit down in the poetry club and just like listen to.
I think that's just his fit right now.
Poetry club is crazy.
I think it's a scarf.
Yeah, it's
Can I
a
just
scarf.
say it's a scarf?
It's a scarf.
It may be the quarter.
And the
Yo,
quarter
bro, that's the new
I mean,
quarters.
that's the ultimate
Nigga got
duo.
on the
Wait,
ultimate-
hold on. You got a hoodie under the quarters?
It's cold, bro.
I just
You
peed.
know what I mean? It was very cold
That's
outside.
fly.
Yo, the camera
not
can't see
hot,
it, but his
bro.
matcha's in the back.
It's
I'm
matcha
kinda
in the
hot, but it was
back.
OD
We don't
cold.
do coffee.
It was OD cold out there.
Just matcha.
Nigga, we do coffee.
Nah,
matches.
I just do water.
cappuccino.
I do chai lattes.
Nigga, we
Nah, I do
do coffee. We do coffee. Matcha is garbage.
I do coffee.
I don't do either. I do water.
Me personally,
Man,
I like coffee.
In the
A whole lot
morning,
of
matcha
drinks.
in the afternoon.
Matcha is ass. I'm sorry. Matcha is ass. I don't know how y'all do that. But yeah, you look like you snap when they be singing Mariah the Scientist lyrics at the poetry club.
For sure. I'm like a Joey Badass.
Oh, I'll fuck with that.
Joey Badass.
Joey
Yeah,
Badass
that's
is
good.
tough. I like
Master
that,
P.
I'm thinking about this is not a black nigga podcast. I don't know who Joey the
But then
Joey
you
the
could go
Badass
melodic.
is.
Joey the what?
Who that?
You said Joey the Bob?
The Badass.
Joey
Joey, you don't know who Joey? Nah. I mute the podcast, bro.
Wait. I didn't get to say.
Back him up.
Yo, bro, who is that, bro?
But then you got the Lauren Hills. Then you
Then you got
got
the Lauren.
Lauren Hill's
You know what
fire.
I mean? The
Yo,
You don't actually. We gonna
nah,
get
you
into
know
Lauren
who
Hill
Joey
later. We
Badass
gonna
is,
get
bro.
into Lauren
You know this song, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, she's so perfect in her own little world. We built a foundation, everything I want in a girl.
Bro also acts. My son's in Power.
Yeah, he's a
He
rapper.
is?
Yeah, he's in
In what?
Raising Canaan.
For what? Wait, what is he? What song you do?
No, he
Acts.
Oh, he
an
is
actor
in
in
acts
Oh.
in Raising Canaan in the Power show.
But he also made his own movie on Netflix too.
What?
Yeah, he is.
forgot,
you know
Is
what's
that
crazy?
one where he's stuck in the time
Where
loop,
he's
right?
stuck in a time
Yeah.
loop.
Surprisingly, Kendrick Lamar came in as a crackhead.
Word.
In Power. I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
he's a
even
record.
look at it when I saw it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he was a crackhead
That's
in
Kid First
Power.
book.
Yeah, in the original Power.
I think the second season or something like that. I'm not.
Yeah, he interacted with 50's character.
That's
Yeah, he
cool as
interacted
shit.
with
See,
King.
that's my thing with niggas though. It's just like half of the time you don't really expect to see certain people in certain places, and they be in places like Kendrick Lamar is the perfect crackhead in my opinion. On the real, like
I
really
think
sit
that's a
down and think
little
about
bit
it.
of a reach.
He do got certain songs that's like.
He like let's be real, like if you were to put a certain hairstyle on Kendrick Lamar, you would genuinely think he's a crackhead.
I mean, they did.
Same thing
in
for
the
J.
scene.
Cole though.
Nah,
Nah,
J. Cole no
I
doubt.
think J. Cole, like,
Niggas would never say that about Drake though.
This Drake shit, bro.
shout out my son, Drake.
Drake clean with it
Shout out my
though.
son Drake.
Drake is
What's up,
not clean
Drizzy
with
Drake?
it.
So who do you guys think won that battle between?
Kendrick
Kendrick won, but
We know
Okay,
Kendrick
Logic.
won.
Drake.
Kendrick murdered
Yo,
that
listen,
nigga.
Drake
listen.
fan.
Okay, let me-
listen.
I'm a fan of both, but we know Kendrick won.
Listen what I have to say, though.
Respectfully.
Kendrick's most famous song is off of some fake shit that Drake let him think he found out.
But you gotta admit though.
Kendrick won the war, but nigga,
Nah, but
Drake won Kendrick won the battle. Drake won the war.
Okay, but let's be honest though. Let's be honest. The second that I seen black people congregating and bumping "Not Like Us," Drake was cooked.
Yeah.
When they was outside in the summer screaming "A minor"
And LeBron, and LeBron.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
I saw a white girl in the party saying they not like us. That's what
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's when it's clipped. That's when it's
You wanna
clipped.
know why? Because after the beat, Drake no longer he dropped tour dates for everywhere else but the United States,
Nah,
and
word.
now everybody's crying. I'm begging the world come
Nah,
back.
Nah, that's the thing though. At the end of the day,
That was
I don't know
crazy
why
stutter,
people.
by the way.
I don't know why people tried to
That
act
was
like.
crazy stutter.
That was a bad stutter.
I said,
I tried to ignore it.
you know that dream where you
So we can't sit here and act like though, like people was trying to act like Drake was not gonna recover or be good after. I don't know why they was acting like he's still not gonna be Drake.
I would
bro.
only say that
Like,
because like
I don't get it.
Kendrick tried to reveal that Drake had a daughter. I personally still believe that
But-
there's a
let's
possibility
be
for that.
honest,
bad.
half of the stuff,
bro.
but
Bro,
listen,
no, he
listen.
did it with his Adonis. I'm not saying like it's 100% true. I have like a 40%.
But listen though, listen. But Terrence, listen though. Think about it. How much of the stuff from that beef really stuck though? A lot of people who are fans of either moved on.
Yeah.
Like
I would say really
Nah, Kendrick fans haven't.
Kendrick
but
fans
here's
not
my thing.
necessary.
No, Kendrick fans haven't moved on. Like regular people in like regular real life situations, like they definitely moved on. Like,
Drake made Kendrick.
Like respectfully, if Drake goes on tour again,
I can't really
I'm
speak.
there.
Drake
I
made
can't
Kendrick.
I'm
though.
like-
Drake did make
Drake
And-
made Kendrick.
And I
though.
just want to point this
And
out.
he made ASAP.
I like the impulsiveness of both artists of just battling. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because we don't get to be entertained by artists anymore. I mean, especially from New York cats like us, we listen to a lot of per se demonic drill, maybe sexy drill, maybe some little Cash Cobain, but you know, it was lit. It was lit seeing Drake versus Kendrick to me. It was mad lit.
Nah,
seeing
that
Drake
was
versus
tough.
Kendrick.
Nah, that's my thing though. It's just like
It was good competition.
Drake never loses, bro.
Drake never loses.
Can I say
But you remember that night? You remember? Yo,
Can I
I
say
came
this?
back from Calculus 2 class. I remember.
Hey, Drake dropped a
Yo,
song.
bro,
Kendrick
I'm
dropped
looking at
20
my
minutes later.
YouTube when I'm on the New Jersey Transit. I'm like, oh damn.
Wait,
this shit
I got a
fire.
good question, guys. Do you guys think it was scripted? What if Kendrick, because it was
For
friends
the
at one
first two
point.
songs. For the first two songs.
Wasn't it too ironic how they came out too?
No, can we talk about this
First
though?
two songs.
Can we talk about this?
But that's
I'm not gonna lie.
conspiracy, right?
My son Drake, he might have lost, but he had the funniest moment of the beef when he told Metro, "Shut your whole ass
And
up."
summon
and
me
make
some drums, nigga.
That shit was so funny.
Yo.
And then at the end of the day, what did he do? Shut his ass up and made some drums. Respect to Metro.
BBL Drizzy.
Nah, Metro
BBL
trying to
Drizzy
come for
was
Drake
crazy.
was like, I don't. It was.
That was just Glaze. That was just
Nah,
Glaze.
yeah. But you
There
know
was
what's
nothing
crazy,
more
though?
to that but Glaze.
Is that a lot of it started from that problem, like things that started off of Metro's album.
Yeah, because he took his verse off on Trance, I think it was.
Yeah,
right?
which wasn't nothing crazy, but then Metro was, I don't know, this is alleged, but I seen posts from tweets that Metro was mad that her loss did better than Heroes and Villains. So then like at
Drake
that,
was on it.
yeah, and then that's the
she
thing.
she leaning on me on her crutch, gang. Just get off
She
it.
leaning
it's
on
alright,
me on
bro.
my crush. She
Alright,
creeping
bro.
on
Yo,
me
bro.
on my crush.
Niggas that hate that, bro. Niggas that swear they hate Drake
Nah.
still is his number one artist, bro. That's
Word.
their number one
I-
artist
can-
every year, bro.
Can I be honest though? Like at this point, like Drake's not even my favorite artist, but somehow he still ends up being my number one artist. Somehow, I think it's because he has a lot of music that like you could just listen to, bro.
Don't get me wrong, he does have certain songs that will forever be legendary.
I mean,
Don't get
okay.
me wrong, I still listen to both.
Hear me out.
I'm a little on Kendrick, but I still listen to both. You know?
Yeah,
Hear me out though. Hear me out. Not to say both are great artists, but I did see a statistic. Drake Kendrick only had one highest top stream month, which is February, and then every other month was Drake on Spotify. So this is to say after. This is like what, a year, 2 years after the
he
beef
won
and
the
shit?
battle, but Drake won the war.
Drake is still.
I wouldn't
top
say
one.
Drake won the
But it's
war.
not-
It's
it's
just
not
the simple
even
fact
that.
that
It's
Drake
just-
has good music. Like, there's no doubt he doesn't make good
Kendrick
music.
is valid, bro.
I think Kendrick was just speaking on his lyricism. Like, is able.
but
I said
Drake
it,
has
right?
good lyrics.
But okay, but if you really go back, this is my thing.
Kendrick
Not
was
like
trying to
us.
say that Drake was like
better with
Drake's,
the melodies. And
Drake's like he wasn't just coming at Drake musically. He was coming at Drake as a person.
Yeah.
That's the
the
thing.
kids, the
Drake,
family,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
brand.
Kendrick was like, "Yo, you're not good for the culture." So I'm like eviscerating you. That was his angle.
You can't
know
take
what
away Anita Max swing though.
Anita Max
swing.
Yo, bro, I'm surprised that nigga Kendrick didn't was like, yo, bro. Then when he was singing that song to Adonis, he was saying like, yo, I'm sorry your daddy's gay.
What?
Let me take care of you so I can raise you up as a
Those
better
are,
man.
I feel like as an artist, those are boundaries. You feel me? It's like, damn, you know what I mean?
That whole song was about that. But on the real, like, I don't even think Kendrick and Drake was the biggest beef, was the funniest beef we've ever had. I say Nicki and Cardi is the funniest beef we've ever had.
I wasn't even in tune.
I barely remember.
I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna say this one
sassy
thing.
for me, bro.
No, I wouldn't say. Nah, they weren't too sassy. The funniest part of the beef and the best meme of this year, the son's favorite color is 5.
Yo, I see when they go to that. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna be honest. Looping in the kids is crazy.
Yo,
That is true, 'cause that's like a baby kid thing to
Yeah,
say, right?
But in my opinion, looping in the children is crazy.
you remember that?
Who said that?
Cardi. She was saying that to
Cardi said that about
Nicki's
Nicki's kid.
To be honest though, she's dating somebody on the registry,
trying to-
so there's not really
That's
much
what I'm
you
saying.
could
Trying
talk
to make
about.
fun
No,
of
there's
the kid.
nothing.
But my thing is, they shouldn't have looped in the children at all, bro. That's what
No, wasn't it Nicki that started off? Did Nicki start off? The
Yeah,
beef
Nicki
when
was
talking
starting it
about
all by talking about Cardi's kids, I think.
Yeah,
But
he was saying
that
like,
should
yo,
have
them kids
happened
is dumb.
regardless.
You're not wrong,
You
but
know that's how it gets though.
Word.
Like at a certain point, when you start getting fried, you gotta start throwing in other things. Where people
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
but that's the
start
thing,
laughing at
because that's what makes like a squabble into a beef.
But that's my
Because
thing.
at the
Like,
end of the day, if we going at each other like lightly, and then you make and you make shit more personal, now you getting personal. Now we got a real problem. You know what I mean?
yeah, but that just comes down to creativity for real.
That's
Like,
why-
you got to be creative when you roasting a nigga, bro.
That's why
Like,
even
you don't got to bring in another person's kids. Just get creative with it for real.
Yeah.
What would Pluto do?
Off that creativity thing, I decided to get creative and have everybody introduce themselves this episode, as we have way too many personalities on these episodes. All these niggas is odd. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
I'm your host, Terrence Elijah Lord.
I'm the co-host, Lance Phillips.
This your boy Manny.
It's your boy, Danny.
Nigga just took my whole bar. Yo, cut. Do it again, bro. We not doing this. We're not saying the same thing, bro.
Keep it going.
Keep it
We're not saying
going.
the same
Passing
thing,
up,
bro.
yo, and our special guest today.
I'm Alexis, but I'll go by Lex from the Bronx. You know, I'm just here to support my brother.
Yo, don't drop your
Yes,
low,
sir.
bro.
Yo, it's just a bunch of niggas from the Bronx for real.
I mean, nah, the Bronx is big, bro. You good?
I mean,
Bronx is huge.
but
What do you think about
but
that?
still, like, you know,
You about to say the South Bronx or some shit?
not even. I could keep it in. It's general. You know.
Yeah, that's generally
Yo,
don't know
just
where.
know he lives in the borough of the
Yeah, we're
Bronx.
not getting too heavy.
Not too heavy.
We also have another guest here, but sadly the other guest is laying on the bed.
Welcome to the pod. We may be worried about the future. We may be stressing about our past. But no matter what, we still just talking out our ass.
Down to niggas having roast battles, niggas going back and forth, and they get to a point where they're like, "Yo,
Why you smiling at me, nigga?
stop smiling at me, bro."
Because the moment he said roast battles, I just felt everybody looking at me.
No, because Manny doing the most. Like on the real, this nigga right here is the most creative, one of the most creative niggas I know, bro. Anytime I start arguing with this nigga, bro, this nigga comes up with brand new words, bro. Nigga comes up with brand new phrases just to roast a nigga, bro. Like, no one has heard these phrases. Wait, which one of y'all came up with movie?
That was Manny, right? When we first started saying
No, I think that was Josh.
Josh,
Movie.
I'm not gonna lie, Josh put me on.
That was Josh?
That was
Okay,
Josh,
okay.
yeah.
Even then, this nigga right here is like anytime you fight this nigga in a roast battle, anything like that, this nigga be pulling shit out of his ass.
Yo, listen, and I can vouch. I used to be in the Xbox parties with this motherfucker, bro. I used to be in the Xbox parties with this nigga, and I never held a chance. I never held a chance with Danny. Bro would roast not just me, but he roast the shit out of everybody. Danny,
like, bro, I remember the summer 23 sanctioned Fortnite sessions
good times.
when we would be running shit or 1v1 in box fights, anything, even in rec room. Niggas would be just talking shit. This nigga Manny, bro. It's like he just get OC.
You ODOC.
Oh, child.
Honestly, bro, any nigga want 50 could get 50. That's how I feel, bro. But like on some real though, like you feel me? Like sometimes a nigga just gotta do what he gotta do. But that's how we all grew up though. Everybody grew up with everybody cutting ass in school. Niggas just gotta evolve. So I became, you know what it was? Niggas used to cut my ass, so I had to become that one nigga that niggas used to look at and be like, nah, I can't cut his ass because you violate.
You had to master the craft.
Yeah, I wish I was that type of guy.
One of my friends from high school, he actually hit me up the other day and we were talking and he was drunk. So he was in his feelings and he said, yo, like sometimes I'll be wanting to call you, but I fake being intimidated by you. And I was like, why? Like, what makes you? He's like, yo, bro, because like, you was that one nigga in school that I'll be like, nah, I can't cut his ass because that made me cry. I used to, in high school, bro, that used to make people cry. Like, niggas would try to cut my ass and I'll start giving them 50 back to back.
Yo, bro.
The road sessions in middle school was probably the harshest.
Middle school.
I'll probably say
I was a victim.
Even though
all
I'm kind
victims.
of slowly introduced to the group, I feel like the best bonds are built in the most harshest things said to each other. Because you'll know to a friend, they're not taking it serious.
Yeah,
you know, but
true.
compared to like a person that you're not probably so close with, you probably wouldn't joke with them like that. But in a sense,
for sure.
it makes sense to joke with your friends to the best ability because it shows that it's true. You know, it shows that it's real. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I admire that, yo. Y'all some good group of guys. You know what I mean?
I was gonna piggyback off of what Lex was saying. Now that I work with middle schoolers, bro, I really like it be taking me back to the days. Yo, I was walking past one of my middle schoolers. Yo, one of his men started frying him and he goes, yo, like, bro, breathe through your nose, bro. You taking it too deep in the mouth. I look back, I said, what? Man, he's in 6th grade at this time, bro, playing Fortnite on his phone. And he said it mad casually.
Nah, that's like,
I don't think I was that. I don't think I was that advanced at that.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie though. 6th grade was bad. Like when you really think about it, like middle school is a dead ass mean for no reason.
I may be transparent with you guys in the media. I feel like middle school is probably one of the most sussest times.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Kids came up to me. He's like, "Yo, I got something to show you." And he started sexy sturdying in front of me, bro. He's like, "Yo, if I do this, can you take me to the gym? Can you take me to the gym?"
I don't know if that's
Brian.
you like what you say about middle school though. You gotta admit it was a fun time though.
Great time.
And I think and I obviously it's gonna change depending on your perspective. But me personally, some of my best years was middle school. Just me personally. And then that also transit like I'm not gonna lie, school's on a great run, going from 7th, 8th grade, then into freshman year. Yeah, oh my god. Those was elite years.
I would say the same thing honestly, just cause like high school was great, but we got the full 3 years from middle school, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you right.
Like, come on.
Like in the last year, how many times have you had sex? Well, this year, 2025. How
I
many
haven't
times?
been no buns this year like that.
Word.
Captain.
Now, I think as you get older, it's just start to get less. The desire becomes like when I was
Cause it's normal.
true.
You're less fascinated, like this is sex. Like
But like with the women makes it 10 times. Like,
Yeah, I
type like if you got a real connection.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I say pause.
You said no, because that sounds crazy.
I get what you meant,
No,
but
I
you're trying to
get-
say like
no.
you're trying to say like
No,
you're
I
saying
get what-
that you have sex with men, but having it with women is way better than having it with women.
Because I get what he meant, but the way it sounded was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, okay, pause.
He said, go with woman is OD.
Yeah, let me
And it's
rephrase
like,
that.
what?
Let me rephrase that. Sex with a woman will always feel better with a connection, you know?
For sure.
Rather than just giving some bonus.
sure.
Even if she's bad and everything good, if you don't got no real connection, it's still gonna be, you know,
Maybe mediocre, yeah.
for you, Tam.
Dookie.
You know you want her, and it's not just the sex.
I didn't really know because I did not know what I wanted. And like as I told my therapist, I was like, yo, like that was the closest I've ever been to loving myself and the farthest I've ever been to loving myself.
damn.
In a lot of ways.
That was
Truth, like this year has just been about me loving myself. And it was just like I only realized that because of how much shit I was running away from and like a lot of shit I wanted. Like I'm ignoring every part of me that makes me. Like as I told my therapist today, like no matter how you feel about it, every single person you meet, no gay shit is inside of you in some way. They make a part of you. every single person, every single person you meet, every single person you meet is a part of you.
You could have said a part of you though. Nigga said a part of you.
Inside of you. In your thing is
every person you meet is a part of you, no matter what.
I get it.
And you're not gonna really remember it. Like you could have met someone.
So
you could have met her maybe like 20 years.
It?
You may have met her when you were a kid. Like you never really know. You maybe have overheard her name one time. You maybe have overheard a conversation she had one time. You maybe have ran into her and said, "Oh, she does look good." I don't know how she looked like 5-6 years ago back in high school, but you may have ran into her one time. Oh, she looks nice, etc. And that may have like shaped how you look at certain things. You may have heard a conversation she had and she said something intellectual, and you're like, "Oh, that's a really good thought process." You remember at that point in time that was her that said it, but now you're speaking it as your own like intellectual thought. So
wait, so what you're trying to say is that
hold on.
As a grown ass man, you still fantasize your childhood crushes that you don't know what they look like right now, but you know what they look like back in middle school.
See, Manny, this is your issue. Why the fuck do you think that's the case?
Because
for the context, no, because that's not the thing. That's not the thing. For the context of the situation you're talking about, that sounds insane for the context of the situation.
Correct me if
for
I'm
our
wrong,
context.
It's the same in
for
different
me
ways.
and your context, that sounds fucking insane. Really sit down and think about that.
It's the same in different ways, and I think in the perspective of knowing what you want, because I genuinely believe there's a girl out there for everybody, specifically. Manny, Terrence, Lynch, Danny. There's a soul out there for a soul. So when you find a connection with somebody, it's not. It's not real when you can find it with everybody, especially with women. You know what I mean?
No, I can vouch. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I can vouch with what Alexis said though, because I will say this. Honestly, there's been a couple situations I've been in. You know, like you can have great dates and stuff and all of that. And like I will still not feel a spark in my heart regarding whatever date I was on. And then it'll be that one girl where you're like, it's an instant click. And it's like, okay.
It's just because it's her, not because we doing some lit shit.
Yeah, it's just because it's her. Like I could have done the same thing with these other past girls, and then it'll be just because it's that one person. The shit will really strike.
And that's the thing. Like when it came down to it. There's only ever been 2 women in my life, and there's been very few like platonic friends that's ever happened for. There's only one person I can confidently say it happened for, and the nigga sitting right next to me.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
No gay shit.
I love you too, bro.
That was an OG Terrence laugh, by the way.
Yo, bro.
He ain't broke one of those.
For these two niggas as well, bro. Like I met Manny through somebody else, and then I met Dan.
Met him through my fuck ass
Nah,
ex.
nigga, we knew each other freshman year.
How did I meet you?
I don't know how, but we just knew each other freshman year. Like,
it was either he was talking or it was just me.
All right,
That's trauma that comes from one person,
bro.
That's like a puzzle piece. That's a large puzzle piece he has, and he's never going to ever really forget that person. No matter what he does, he's never going to forget that person.
Yeah. When me and you staying together, you take pieces of experience of what you've been through with other women.
Yes, I was so distracted with her. I was like completely forgetting about everything else I wanted to do. Like I wanted to. Like, I was still hanging out with my mans. I was still hanging out with my friends, but I was completely ignoring the issues I had with them because I had somebody there to make sure I can ignore those issues.
But that's,
and then, like...
But that's how shit gets when you're in a situation that's not...
But that's the thing, though. Hold on. That's the thing, though. It should never get to that point because at the same time, you are still your own person.
Yeah.
And that's what I've realized. Every single person you meet, every single person you interact with, every single person you may have bumped on the train, etc., they shape something in your mind, and they're small puzzle pieces you will never really be able to identify, but they're puzzle pieces that make up you. And when you get into a situation with another person, when you get into a situation with new friends, when you meet new people, like if I had met Lance, for example, at the time I met Lance, and I ignored every situation outside of Lance, every situation I was dealing with, every other thing, then it would have slowly started to affect the situation, me and Lance's friendship in general. Because I'm focusing on more of keeping this nigga comfortable, keeping this nigga happy, instead of literally sitting down and being like, yo, bro, I have an issue with a nigga that is friends with both of us. I'm not going to sit here and just let this nigga keep on playing with me while I have this issue with them. There's been multiple times me and prime example, it was our best friend, it was our really good friend at the time, his best friend. I had my own issues with her a lot of the time. I did not ignore it because of Lance. I did not stop arguing with her because of Lance. I did not be like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna fuck with you right now because of Lance. I just went and did everything I want to do and was still friends with the nigga. Do I fumble and do that now? Yes, where I completely take my mind out of a situation because I'm so comfortable in a specific situation with another person. I disregard every other issue I have, and then it finally gets to a certain point with these group of people, with these people, with significant other, etc., where I've done all of this, and as I told, and like the metaphor I came up with is I start falling off a cliff. I get to a certain point in life, I get to a certain point with people where I can talk to them, I can be this perfect person, I can be the person I want to be. I can come into your life example. I can be this person. I could be the best person I can be that I want to be to show you I can be a good friend of you. And then there's going to be a point where I do it so much that I just start to fall off a cliff. There's certain people that I've caught onto a rock on the cliff and pulled myself back up. The main people I can really say that for is my man Jordan.
And then I want to touch it. And sorry to cut you off, Terrence.
No,
And I'm gonna let I'm gonna be brief. I want to touch on what Manny said with when you feel like you're about to fall off them cliffs. That's when you got guys like Manny, Danny, Lance, even me, that will stop you from falling off. You gotta. Sometimes we always live in a reality of having to always be the person to stop somebody from falling off the cliff. Or my friend, my little sister, my man. But sometimes we need some saving too.
Yeah, bro, we gotta pull each other up.
There we go. So if I'm too focused on my mans, but I'm not really focused on me, how can I be the best for my mans? Right. You know what I mean? Right. So how can Terrence be the best for Lawrence if Terrence not the best for Terrence?
Exactly. Right. I feel like that's a big thing that I wanted to touch on too. For word of bro. That's the thing I wanted to touch on because at the end of the day, I feel like in a lot of relationship situations, especially, I can't speak for everybody, but I know me and people around me have been in many situations or have had at least one situation where you're with someone, especially probably early on in your life, maybe your first major relationship, where you find yourself losing yourself in that person or losing yourself in the relationship. And I feel like that's a big example of that because you start, like you said, Terrence, you was talking about how being with this person was leading you to ignoring the things you wanted to do. It should never get to that point. Not even saying that you should have allowed it, but it's also the fact that why is being with this person allowing me to make this decision? Why is being with this person allowing me to lose myself? Because at the end of the day, on some level, you're getting lost because you're not valuing yourself enough either, right? And I think it's up to all of us to value ourselves and learn to value ourselves above other people when you need it, because it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. We all need that, because if you're not selfish every now and then, you're going to lose yourself to everybody. And at that point, then you won't even know who you are. You need to take some time to develop your own person and who you are deep down. You got to build your own foundation so that anybody that comes in your life builds on that foundation. And if they leave, however that may be, they don't cause it to come crumbling down. At the end of the day, if you focus on that, you will always be okay. And I had to learn that lesson myself, and that's why it's like so important to me. So it's like I don't know. That's a big thing I like to focus on.
I was gonna touch on that. It sounds like I'm not one to talk, you feel me? Because everybody got healing and growing and trauma to run from, shit that they gotta fix. But it sounds like you have a really big problem with being your authentic self in order to make people around you happy. And I deal with this a lot too. Whenever you meet somebody or whenever this nigga's taking a pump of his this nigga is out of breath.
He's going for so long that he's out of breath.
Yo.
Nah, you know what that's called? You know what that's called? You probably got anxious talking about.
Probably.
But
no, it was that and just
so
the temperature thing.
But what was I getting at? So yeah, so every time people meet someone or when we meet somebody, we always try to put up the best versions of ourselves, you know? There are two versions that everybody has. Everybody has a version that they show in society, and then you have a version that only the people in your crib or really close friends you have only see. So
and I'm gonna add on to that another version, a version that we only know ourselves.
That's true.
Only you know or really know
Like,
who Manny
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Only Danny. Know what I mean?
Danny know who Danny is.
But what about if you don't know that version of yourself?
Okay, fine.
Like I can.
It's
I
fun.
can.
That's the journey.
Like,
Like,
so
let me
really
chime in.
fun.
I'm about to put you on, Terry.
that's
So,
the journey of life,
Yo,
though.
facts, so
Figuring
like-
that out.
nah, so this is, I've been learning about this in therapy actually. So the real version of ourselves is, the way my therapist put it is, and the way like you heal all of these things, and the root of every problem that we all face is your true self, Terrence, was 9-year-old little Terrence, and all the problems that you've endured since then have made you the way you are, which is why you present yourself to people in certain ways, which is why you withhold yourself from certain people in certain ways, which is why, like, in a sense, you people please. But your true self is who you were when you were 9 years old. And the prime example, you guys know Jeff. You guys have met Jeff before.
Yeah.
So Jeff, I've known Jeff growing up, bro. Jeff knew me since like I was in elementary school. He's been my brother's friend for
Shout out
ages.
Jeff.
Shout out Jeff. Love Jeff.
Love
Jeff.
And one day, me and Jeff were just sitting in the car, and just like he looked at me one day, and we were just having a normal conversation, and I had made a joke, and he started laughing. He's like, "Damn, bro, like what happened? Like you cut so much ass now, but you used to be like this ball of joy and bundle. Like now you just be cutting niggas ass, and you just mean all the time."
Word.
And it made me think. I'm like, damn, like wow, like I really am an asshole now. but it comes from like, in a sense, losing myself. If it either came to like women, because we all guys in the room, so we all know like, in societal wise, like if you're not getting bitches, nigga, you not worth nothing, nigga.
Yeah.
What matters
Shit
right
don't really
now?
matter though,
It
you
don't,
right?
bro. That's what I'm saying. Once you grow up, you like
that's
it
how
don't
society
matter.
forms it, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're not getting monies or bitches, you're not doing shit as a nigga.
There's a piece of us that all of us still don't know about ourselves.
Yeah.
Word.
Like I'm still trying to find personally certain pieces of myself, and I think Manny was relating to Terrence in a way of maybe Manny, he became the cutting everybody ass because at one point, like you said earlier, you was the one being the ass cut.
Yeah.
Pause. You know what I mean? So now you became the one,
Yeah.
but initially it wasn't like that. So
Yeah.
that's why you know, like, dang, this new character of mine, it's not me, but shit, I
Word.
do what I got. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
definitely give
you find how to like adapt and you find how to
Yeah, like,
because like
Yeah.
not everybody you know, it's one of those things. Like for example, I walked in today and Lance was like, "Yo, give me a hug." And I gave Lance a hug because I'm never gonna dub. Like if Lance tell me, "Yo, give me a hug," I'm not gonna dub Lance giving him a hug. But like a nigga you walk up to not gonna be like, "Yo, nigga, give me a hug." You gonna be like, "Yo, my nigga, like what's up with you?" Like you look at a nigga on the street, bro, and the nigga's ready to fight you off some
Yo,
dumb
hug,
shit.
Word,
yeah.
bro.
So it just be
Niggas
like
all
that.
right.
That's how you gotta maneuver, and that's how life be sometimes. But
Yeah.
Yo, facts. Yo, I'm sorry to cut you.
now you good.
But
You
that,
My man, I
that
want
give
to
me a
touch you.
hug thing, bro. Okay, that goes into play. Let's put myself as an example. You know, they could label me like it was just one time I remember Manny and like a couple of the niggas I don't know it was in a group chat and they labeled me as soft, and I didn't take it in a good way because I wasn't mature enough to realize that that's actually a good thing to be a guy and to be soft in a certain way. You know what I mean?
that relates a lot to
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be vulnerable and to express your feelings and to kind of have that soft touch to you. When usually every guy's just trying to act all tough and they're trying to act like they don't got no problems.
yeah.
But, you know, being soft is good. You know, it's that touch you need in life as a man so that you're able to, like, overcome and sit with certain things that other people aren't able to sit with. You know what I mean? Like, some people just try to brush things off to the side. But having that soft touch to you is important as a guy, because people, you don't learn this in life and in school. Like usually the way society bases off is like,
Especially,
oh, you know, we're men. Like
Stop crying,
we
like,
don't
girl,
need to
stop
cry.
being a
We don't need to
bitch.
feel things. You know what I mean? Like
that's
so-
why I don't blame Manny for feeling like he said, a random motherfucker will just you'll smile at a motherfucker.
Nigga
Yeah,
be like,
he'll
yo,
just-
what you
and
looking at, my nigga?
Yeah, so now it make you
Be
feel like
"Aight,
every
bro."
time a nigga whoop past you,
You
gotta
got-
be like,
you gotta do
and
that,
that's a part of
yeah.
manhood too, because
Word.
it's like
Yeah.
to be a man doesn't mean the nigga that's OD, Aki, you know, killing every slave. It's the soft nigga that's able to like channel his energy, be vulnerable with women,
Exactly.
you know, but be strong to protect his women when he needs to.
Exactly.
You know what I
I
mean?
think that's what really makes you hard.
And that's why they call men leaders, because at the end of the day, it's up to you to be able to differentiate that. It's up to you to be able to realize, okay, he's acting like that, but just because I'm seeing this person act like that, this person act like that, doesn't mean I gotta be that way.
It doesn't mean that
it means,
just them too.
I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. But
No.
at the end of the day, it's like like for example, I wanted to touch on what Manny brought up, the fact that with the like your true self was like your 9-year-old self. Because at the end of the day, as children, that's our most innocent versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? And that's before we're really that's before we're really exposed to all the stuff in the world and all the horrors of the world, right? So at that point, it's like, when you really think about it, there was a point where we were able to freely be ourselves, but something, regardless of what it was, got in that way, and that started a domino effect of things that you start to adapt to and be like, okay, for me to preserve myself and stay happy, I have to be this way and this way and this way. So then that forms who you become down the road. But at the same time, that's not necessarily who you should be or who you want to be. If I feel like on some level, there's probably so many people out there that if they didn't care about judgment, didn't care about anyone else in the world, they would be a completely different person than who they're portraying.
Yo, there are hood niggas right now with bodies that probably want to be ballerinas.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And at that point, you really gotta think about how crazy that is, and like, that's why, like, I've had talks with Yas separately about this, but I really value my father for real, because my father, when I was growing up, he really gave me the room to express my emotions so I know how to deal with them and how to process them properly. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that's something a lot of people around me value. The fact that when they have conversations with me, they're able to talk to me about some real shit. And even if it's something I don't want to hear, I'm not going to react in a negative way, because at the end of the day, I'm able to carry myself with a thing of, okay,
emotional maturity.
Exactly, emotional maturity. And I take pride in that with myself, even though I'm not cocky about it. But at the end of the day, I feel like there was many times where maybe I got into him on my dad, and probably I took it too far or whatever. And then afterwards, I had to really take a second and really realize, yo, it wasn't that deep. And I took it too far. And my dad always told me, like, yo, after something like that, all you gotta do, take a breather and then come back and apologize, and we talk about it. That's it. And at the end of the day, and the biggest thing he told me was that it's okay to cry. It's always okay to cry. If you need to let out emotions, that's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, it's about you being able to process your emotions, because a lot of men out here don't emphasize that. And when we can't process our emotions come out wrong.
Can I add on to that, Lance, real quick? Yeah. And this is a statistical fact. Tears contain, I don't know if you know this, Lance, a chemical thing in a tear. It's like a stress reliever. It's like going to the gym. That it's a dopamine in a tear. It's some type of chemical. It's some shit. Look it up. When you cry, it's releasing tears. Like, you release the stress. That's why whenever you cry, you feel better. Like, damn, I cried, I feel sad as shit, but I feel kind of better. Because them tears have stress hormones in them. Some shit like chemical.
Exactly.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, and I think it's such a shame that society reinforces that stereotype that men can't cry, or that it's pussy to cry.
Best thing ever, bro.
Like a good cry really lets you know. You know what's really good, bro. You know what's the best though? The best. Obviously, like a good cry, but when you're crying, especially in front of people that you are comfortable with, and you genuinely feel comfortable, like you don't feel judged, that is a freeing feeling. Because I know for a lot of us, you don't want to show that side to anybody. So when you are with somebody that you could really just be in that vulnerable state with, whether that's a family member, a loved one, even a who knows, a wife, whatever. If you're in that state and you could freely feel your feelings, that is one of the most freeing feelings you could ever feel.
Yo, and I agree. Listen, I can add on to that, right? I have a really, 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 really close friend. Call him a brother, you know. I'm not gonna say the name. They had went through something really, really deep. It was really something that fucked them over a lot, you know. And they had passed, like, you know, maybe a couple of days. You know, I was busy. They were busy. They didn't really have time to process their emotions. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it's like sometimes you need that one person to like lean on and cry on. You know what I mean? Like so you can finally let that feeling out. So, you know, eventually I end up seeing them at a surprise, and they got to let out a really, really, really long cry. You know what I mean? That I even kind of cried a little bit, you know, because I would say this. I had a situation back in the day, you know, where I would bottle up my emotions a lot, and I feel like I had no room to break that emotion down to anybody that I was even close to or anything. Because, you know, you kind of label yourself the way that you grow up. So everybody's used to you smiling. Everybody's used to you being that one kid that's always laughing or cracking jokes. And deep down, you got all this stuff going on inside, you know, your heart, you know, or your brain. Everything feels tense, and you just feel like, damn, I never get to really let out any other emotion other than what I'm seen as. And then once you let it out, like, once I grew up and I got to finally, like, mature and let my feelings sink in, like, I realized, yo, like, crying feels good, you know what I mean? Like, we don't gotta cry all the time, but like, whenever it should be let out, it should be let out, because it really is, like Alexis said, or like Lance, or everybody said, like, it's a stress reliever, you know, and it's something that every human should be able to feel, you feel me? Like, you know, we know women go through things, you know, men go through things, but it's a human thing at the end of the day. Like, nobody should be able to hold in their feelings. Like, you know, it's a serious topic, but there's a lot of men out there that online, they'll have a high influence online, and then out of nowhere, you'll see the news, oh, this person, you know, killed themselves or something, you know what I mean? Probably censor that. But, you know, this person ended their life or something, you know what I mean? And you had no idea they had anything going on, because once they have that certain status or personality, people, you know, they feel like, oh, I have no room to feel, and then finally to not feel that pain anymore, like, they just end it, you know what I mean? And a lot of men just end up exploding and then just ending it because they feel like they don't have the right to feel something, you know what I mean?
Or have no one to talk to.
Or nobody to talk to them. That shit is really important. You know what I mean?
And that leads into another conversation I did want to have, because like,
hey,
when it comes down, there's no peace in there, I think. Come on.
Smack the shit out of her.
Get him.
Alright, Chance, I'm gonna have to give you a smack too.
Yeah, I got that.
Smack the shit out of my cat.
Yo, before we move on to that topic
right,
though, like, men's mental health is really like important, and to whoever sees this, and even to y'all, like, don't ever feel scared to reach out. Like, I know earlier we was making jokes about how I be giving niggas 50, but if any of you have spoken to me lately, I know that I'm on a whole different vibe now. Like, I'll still give a nigga 50, don't get me wrong. Nigga play with me, I'll still give a nigga 50, but like, I'm on some peace, love, and harmony type shit now. Like, I don't even be wanting to deal with none of that negativity. Like, I just be trying to check up on the bros, you know. At a certain point in life, I think Terry was talking about this. He was talking about, or it might have been Lance, about, he had piggybacked off of what I said about how you, like, adapt to the people you surround yourself with. Yeah. But I've learned that, like, at a certain point in life, you have to start living for yourself and stop living for other people. So, you know, I've just been trying to get back to, like, those healed, like, I'm trying to heal my inner child and be my authentic me. And, like, you know what? If people don't like that, then that's fine. Like, you don't got to be around me. Mm-hmm. Like, I basically already have my mans. Like, everybody in this room I consider a brother. Like, you know, and then I got my other brothers. Like, I talk to them here every other day or whatever. But, like, besides that, everybody else is an associate. And if you don't like how I feel, you don't like how I move, you don't like how I feel, if I can't come to you and we can't have an authentic conversation without crashing out, then you don't really got to be in my life. Like, there's 8 billion people in the world. I got a nice group of friends. I don't really need that much. You feel me? 100%. I just need my money up.
No, don't let society, you know, whoever's watching this, young man, black, Latino, Asian, Caucasian, Blasian, that don't let society dictate Indian. Don't let society, the social media dictate the type of man you want to be. You know, don't let it distract you from the type of man that you want to be.
But one thing I've noticed, niggas don't build community, and
we tear it down.
That's one thing, because at the end of the day, like, even what you're talking about, like, people may go for social media, etc., but at the same time, it comes down to us. Like, we sit down and complain about all of this. We complain about how a woman does this. We complain about our mental health. We complain about this, etc., etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we don't sit down and just call a nigga up. Like, I can confidently say each and every one of us just call a random nigga up and just call it a day. Like, I can say, you know how to go, man. I can say I could call up Danny. I randomly call up Danny. Danny randomly call up me. I randomly call up Lance. Lance randomly call up me. I can randomly call up Manny. Manny randomly call up me. And, like, now that I'm really talking, like, we can, like, if one day you was to randomly call up me and talk to me about some shit, we could just talk about some shit.
I appreciate that, man.
No, for real.
I want y'all to know, just real quick, I want to cut in and say that, you know, just off of what Terrence said, It's likewise for everybody in this room.
No,
like I feel some type of vibe. Y'all very genuine. I felt left out. Don't get me wrong. Like the new kid on the block.
You good. I don't like making niggas feel left out.
You be busting Dan's ass and bull. We already know how it is.
I'm still getting you. Y'all good group of guys though. You know that I enjoy my company with you guys.
No, for sure. And it's just like I don't know where you came from with friends you have. But when it comes down to it, a lot of the time, and like what you see on social media mainly when it comes down to dudes having these conversations, they forget about the fact that they don't build community. These are the same niggas that if with what you wearing right now, there's 20 niggas outside of this room right now that's gonna be like, yo, bro, you a gay ass nigga, bro. Straight no, on the real. That's exactly what they gonna tell you.
I've been told I act white. I've been told gay. I've been told.
They're going to say all of this, and it sucks to say it. They're going to say all of this and then kill themselves in 2 weeks. And that's the thing. Niggas don't know how to get together and build a community and actually stay in that community and let that community thrive.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was. But that's what it is.
You know what, Terrence, I respect that, and that's real because it's all on what society. You see, we get lost in what society gives us.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so for men wears a scarf. Okay, so we know girls wear scarves, so it gotta be gay for men with them, right? But like, that shit's swaggy.
Like
that's like,
like no, continue.
That's like somebody saying that, oh shit, Terrence is black, but why you act so white? They wouldn't even know that. That's just the type of person you embrace yourself to be, instead of discriminating your personality. Yeah, skin color is something, but people be discriminating personality. Okay, he that type of person, so. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I take initiative for. But with me right now, I'm learning to just be as comfortable with myself more than anything than with anybody. Even my own mom. Like, I love my mom. But I gotta be even more comfortable with me over my mom. Yeah. And that's how serious, because I know myself. As bad as I fuck up, is as bad as I'm gonna win. So I gotta be super hard on myself.
That was deep.
Tough.
That was tough.
Damn, nigga.
That was tough.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even mean to say it like that. I didn't even know I was gonna get that type of reaction.
Nah, word. I want to touch on that too, because
that was cool right there.
We were talking about like discriminating personality, right? And I feel like I've noticed that a lot in my college journey, where, especially me going down the path of engineering, I feel like now I've been in a lot of spaces, a lot of professional spaces where, naturally you carry yourself different. We all code switch, we all do it. That's just how it goes. But at the end of the day, I feel like when you want to, let's say, like, act professional or what, so, like, why is it that when you act professional or carry yourself professionally, it's looked at as acting white? Why are we classifying it?
Or it goes back and
I feel like
that still goes into niggas not building community.
But I feel like it comes from a societal, like, diminishing of our own people, of our own person.
And Lance, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not being like when I say this, it's not in no type of way, but like some people are gonna be too proud of you just because you're black when you graduate.
Facts.
You feel me? Yeah, I know, simple fact, exactly. Like, not because you're human, not because you get another diploma, but because you're black.
Yeah.
You're gonna be extra proud.
Yeah.
And to the normal black man, you're gonna be appreciative. But like, if you look a little deeper.
But like, to piggyback like off of what Lance was saying, even what Terry was saying, Lex, like, yo, not even. I'm gonna be honest, like. I'm somebody who, like, I'm very educated, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like I'm very educated when it comes to like society and stuff, like politics and all of that. I don't talk about it too much because those are heavy hitters for people and emotions, and I don't like stirring the pot with anything. But as Lance was saying, like as colored people, bro, we have a really big problem that we don't build community. We tear each other down. Like, when I talk about thug life, it's the hate you give young infants, bro. Like, little infants, it fucks everybody because it's the truth. Like, there should be no reason why, like, not even to make it about a color thing, but why if we go down to Manhattan, we see little kids, like little white kids running around in the park having fun and all of that, but I wake up and I got, please don't lack, a 12-year-old kid stabbing another 12-year-old kid in the Bronx. Like, why are we doing that? Why are we not investing in basketball programs for kids, bro? Why little kids, bro, why little white kids know how to play chess? And I talk to like grown men nowadays that don't know how to play chess. You know what I'm saying? So, like what Lex was saying and what Lance was saying too is like, yo, why is it that when a black nigga's doing good, it's you're being white?
Yeah.
Why is being good white? What makes
Why can't there be
white?
black excellence? You know,
But that's why
You know why?
Because
Because
black
black excellence is having a ski mask on with your gun tucked and sagging. That's what people consider tough and black excellence.
And sorry to cut you off.
Nah, you good.
At one point, you definitely right, because at one point, I consider myself a little racist, because this is what black people would do, and I'm gonna tell you. And I don't blame, I thought as a black person, I was racist out of the simple fact that we're victimized ourselves.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's a bunch.
Don't get me wrong, it's not just the black thing, it's Latino,
it's a minority thing.
They're suppressing us. We go downtown, streets is clean, you see people cleaning our streets, you go to the Bronx, trash, you know what I mean? And that's
Rats
not right.
everywhere.
It's like a community, like Terrence was saying, like it's fucked up.
But it's deeper than that too.
It's
not just us.
Here's my thing though.
Maybe not white, maybe not Illuminati, but it's something.
It is. And when it comes down to it, people don't look at what's in their faces. They make it seem like, one thing I learned, and one reason why I have Twitter, and not even for what niggas think I have, what niggas most people think people have Twitter for. I got your ass.
I know what you was
Because I know everybody on the other side, y'all got Twitter for a certain reason.
No, I know exactly why he's on Twitter, because I be on Twitter for the same reason.
But
not porn, gang.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
being your shit.
I don't even
Because,
own Twitter, so
people on Twitter are some of the most delusional, and there's another word for it, crazy niggas on planet Earth. But there's one thing about Twitter. You find the right space, you find the right shit that you can really change how you look at life.
I think Twitter right now is the best Twitter.
TikTok is shaky.
Low key, that's
because
I kind of.
I'm gonna say it like this. Twitter right now is so authentic that, okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but this is how I feel, and I feel like I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with racism, but I agree in free speech. So listen, I'm like, the thing with Twitter that I like about this might cancel me. The thing that I like about Twitter is that if I want to go and I want to speak about how I feel, I can. And what I like about Twitter is that you can go and you can see both sides of the coin. Like my Twitter's not going to show me, it's going to show me 2 clips, but it'll show me 1 clip of a racist, bigoted perspective. It could be like, look at this black kid. It's always black people. And then it'll show me from like some guy on a higher like third eye opening. He'll be like, look, we got to help our communities. That's what I like about Twitter. I like the authenticness of it.
Like it shows the
It
reality.
shows the real.
No,
And that's where I get this I wouldn't say quote. It's just something. It's just like a thought process. People don't want to be a part of the community, but they want to reap the benefits of that said community.
Yeah.
And they sit there, and even then, to like really bring it back to where we're at right now, we're filming this 2 days after, a day after Christmas now. It's somewhere around like 11:30 right now. Nah, I'm lying. It's most like 11. Yeah,
10:45.
Yeah. So like, we're filming this day after Christmas. I can honestly say this is the one holiday where I don't feel like it was Christmas. Do I have my own reasons on why it was not Christmas? Yes. I've had a bunch of shit happen to me in a 2-week time span. That as well.
Yeah.
Way too much shit has happened to me this past month. But what I can confidently say about other people that say that this doesn't feel like Christmas is simply the fact you don't want to build community. You don't want to be inconvenienced by the next man. You don't want to be inconvenienced by the next woman. You want to build up this pride. You want to say, I can't do this because I'm too tired today. I can't do this because I'm not emotionally well for this. I can't do this because you use therapy speech to avoid you being an actual person in an operating community. You have to sit down and you have to let go of certain things at certain points in time. On the real, to be honest, there's points in time where you got to lose sleep. And that's not even people pleasing. That's for you to build the community you want to build. Our parents, each and every one of our parents in here, and I'm going to phrase it like this, just for right now. If y'all have a different perspective on this, then that's okay. Each and every one of our parents in here, when it came down to Christmas time, them niggas did not sleep. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Them niggas did not sleep. Them niggas got up every day, making sure to get this bread, making sure to get you these presents. If it's not like that for you in this room, 9 times out of 10, you were in a program, you were in something. Because we all grew up in the Bronx here. We were in something where niggas did not go to sleep. Niggas was there, down on ground zero, when you didn't know where you was going to eat the next night. And niggas was making sure you figured out some way to eat. Even if you were alone the majority of your life, there was somebody at some point that watched you and said, yo, bro, I'm gonna make sure this nigga eat. Niggas don't do that no more. Nobody gets up and say, yo, bro, I'm gonna stay up to make sure this man eat. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna let go of this $10 bill that I can make tomorrow when I get paid so this nigga can eat. I'm not gonna stay up and get these presents for this person because, oh, this person doesn't call me on this day, this day, this day, this day. Oh, I don't wanna leave my house to go to my best friend's birthday party because I'm feeling this way, this way, this way. Yes, you can feel the way you feel. We need to develop a being where we're at a
showing
point.
up.
Yes, but we need to develop a being where we're comfortable in ourselves and we're able to allow ourselves to rest. Allow ourselves to be a better person.
Burnout is real, man.
But people use therapy speech and especially the actions of burnout to just be a bad community member. You are not going to be a community member if you don't inconvenience yourself. No matter what you say. The barrel shit, sending a barrel down the Caribbean, that's a whole different conversation. I don't give a fuck. I'm not sending a barrel.
That's crazy.
But when it comes, like, I know how contradictory it sounds. But when it comes down to it, and even then, that's what makes my whole point. There's niggas outside right now blasting Hispanic music. In the Bronx, every single night, you would hear somebody blasting Hispanic music. Every single night. Clay Avenue, 170, Marcy Place, Tremont. Every single place I lived in the Bronx, somebody was blasting music. No one wants to be a part of that community because they do not want to be inconvenienced no more. They don't want to be looked at as a different person, and they do not know how to let go of that pride. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to the entire conversations we're talking about, we will never get to a point where we got niggas in basketball programs. We'll never get to the point where people are back in after schools. We'll never get to the point where, for me in particular, when I lived in the South Bronx, every single Christmas, we wrote a list and they bought us something on that list. I got a Pokemon game on that list that was $60. There was a kid that got a PlayStation on that list one time. It was rare to get a PlayStation, but you still got a PlayStation. Most of my Beyblades were from that Christmas list.
You know what that comes back from though? Like, not to cut you off, Terry, my fault, but I think Christmas isn't the same for anybody anymore. And I think that genuinely has to go.
You could say it's capitalism as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think
it's just growing up too, and it's like
I don't think it's growing up.
You know what it is? It's the system, bro.
But on some level, though, because Christmas is always just more special when kids are a part of it. Right. You know, not to make that sound weird.
It's this new generation and the system.
But I think that Christmas, at the end of the day, it's like I was talking to my mom about this because now that we're getting older, we're transitioning into the part of Christmas where you got to face the reality that Christmas isn't catered towards us anymore. Yeah. We were the kids of Christmas. We reaped those benefits for so long, but now we're on the adult side of it.
Bro,
where now Christmas really reflects, okay, how much do I love my people around me? Right. At the end of the day, if my friends are giving me gifts, yeah, but I'm not expecting that of them, but that'll be very appreciated. But at the end of the day, that's really what it comes from. And I wanted to touch on the kindness part that Terrence brought up, because something very inspiring that I watched over the last month was this series on YouTube from this UK YouTuber Nico Omasala or something like that. He's part of Beta Squad, right? And he did a whole journey where he went across the world, traveled across the world to each continent without spending any money, right? Now, as crazy as that sounds, his goal here was just trying to find people who are willing to do kind acts, willing to help him, willing to do this to get him just one step forward on his journey. And he actually completed that loop around the world. There was mad challenges he had to do, other things, whatever. Obviously, certain things had to be done to make it possible. But at the same time, you watched as these random strangers he interacted with really just went out of the kindness of their hearts to help this man get across the world. Now, on some level, when I look at the video, I'm like, on some level, it's like a little skewed because they see this man with a camera following him, so they know he's not just some random,
So they're more inclined. They're more inclined to help.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's the fact that they're even willing to do that that just shows it's somewhere in this world. In this world, there is kindness. It's just that we got to bring it out of ourselves. We got to allow ourselves to do that. And honestly, I feel like even sometimes I think of myself, I'm like, yo, I could do more. You know what I mean? I feel like none of us are ever perfect. There's always something more we can do.
Right.
So it's like at that point, sometimes you really got to just simplify it down to, yo, why not do it? You know?
Nah, I feel like social media kills a lot, and I
Social
think
media, capitalism
gives a lot of puts a lot of false narratives. And Terry's right, like it is capitalism. I was gonna touch on this earlier. It's like what I was saying was Lance, to go off of what you were saying, we're the adults, but even like growing up, like what Terry was saying, like yeah, our parents would kill ourselves, but I mean kill themselves to make sure Christmas was thing. But I still also remember like my parents still being excited like for the holidays to roll around, because they're like, okay, now I get to spend now we're figuring out where all our family members are gonna hang out for this day, whose aunt's house we're going to, whose person's house we're going to, so we can all hang out as a family. And you know what, as adults they used to get drunk,
buy all the food and there's nobody else anybody.
And then they would get drunk and then they would have to do their thing, and like, you know, now it's our turn. But the difference now is, one, after schools and all those programs where, because I used to do the same thing. You would write your and Santa would come and give you all your gifts, or you go to after school. It'd be open during this winter break and you'd be playing ball. All the funds to that got cut. Nowadays you got kids that they don't want any of that shit. They'd rather be screaming around 6-7 and doing dumb shit, like, because they think like they think screaming Ewok is better than getting better. Your handle's good. Like you could go, Lexi.
No, you good.
Oh, but things like that, like shit just isn't the same anymore. Like love isn't what love used to be, bro. And that's kind of what like impacts me now. Like fake be blowing my sometimes. Like it's like love used to be something where it was like, you know, like nigga, like for example in DR, like I always like to tie both worlds together, because DR, like if you ever go to a third world country or you ever go back home, bro, like it really shows you like the difference between community and like whatever the fuck we got going on here. Like in DR, you could have fucking no sugar. Go down the block, yo, vecina. She'll give you her whole bag of sugar. Here, take it. You can bring it to me tomorrow.
Good example for DR, bro. The light could go out, right? That means DR is a poor country. You could be living good in DR, like,
and all the lights shut off.
All the lights shut off, right? The lights shut off, and what would me and my cousins do? We would be happy and we would play hide and seek.
Nigga, in DR, the lights go off. If the lights went off right now, everybody would be screaming, yo, what the fuck? Nigga, in DR, the lights go off, you'd see everybody in the block come sit down in the middle and we'd all start blasting music and drinking all together as a community. Well, everybody with their flashlights on. Chilling, like everybody knows everybody. Niggas is all wholesome, because you know at the end of the day they realize like, all right, cool, this is our block, we got to take care of what we got.
And that's
because you live next to me, so if I throw dirt on your shit, what does that make me look like? Because it's the same street we live on. You feel me? And that's what we lack here. Like people here, yo, you got people that kill their neighbors. Why, bro? Like, and my whole thing is, we got bigger problems, bro. We got bigger problems. We got people coming after us, whether we see it or not. We got people coming after us. We got niggas putting shit in our water, in our food. People in Michigan still don't got clean water, bro. But you still see niggas in Michigan bamming each other. For what, bro? Niggas got way bigger problems than that. So love just isn't love no more, bro. And that's the problem. Niggas need love to grow. People need love as much as like niggas like to deny it. People like to act hard. Women like to be like, oh, I'm an independent bad bitch. Gang, at the end of the day, you need love. At the end of the day, no matter what, either it's from a cat, from a dog, from your mans, from your mom, from your sister, from your brother, from your dad, you need love to grow. And that's what people lack nowadays. Like now people growing up without their dads, so they got no emotional regularity. Now that same kid grows up, starts being a dick. That nigga start beefing with everybody, fighting everybody, in and out of jail.
Wait, y'all want to make a good point. He touched on Manny.
Yeah.
How many people have their mom and dad live together?
Lance don't.
Only Lance? And that's crazy because you college?
Yeah.
But Lance is the only one to go to college currently?
Yeah.
The system, and I'm not making it a white thing, but the system, when you take a father, you know, right? And I'm gonna point this out, which is tricky to me, right? You know, when you take a father from a family household, the mother gets more in social benefits.
Yeah.
And so that's why I will always tell myself, damn, my mom seemed happy as shit my mom left her. You know, regardless of what they had on. But she knew she was going to get paid extra. My dad, he had to figure it out. Sometimes he gets his own little shit, but he ended up You know what I mean? So in most situations, that ass happens like that. The mom, she thinks she's not our moms, but traditionally the mom thinks she's a bad bitch or
Strong, independent
her
queens.
ego.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need no man. I'm doing these kids by myself. And then the father walks out. Where's the milk? You know, that joke, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then now it becomes a systematic thing to where the mother, to feed her kids, to feed her baby, she's going to depend on this government slave ass system.
Yeah, the welfare system.
Because the man in the house is gone. Us, the warriors, is gone.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though.
And it's like before you say something, it's like, regardless, even with that government welfare and all of that stuff, like that shit is still not enough. Like
at all.
Like it's still not enough.
It just gets you by, bro.
Like bro, like okay, maybe if you have
by.
maybe even if you have one kid, that shit still might not be enough. Like for example, I remember putting my business out there. Like my mother took care of 3 kids, single, and I don't even know. Mind you, you're like, bro. 90% of the money went to bills and everything. And made sure there was still food on that plate for those 3 kids. You feel me? Squeezed 1 bedroom. You feel me? Like niggas was all sleeping in that 1 bedroom.
You still had your aunts, uncles, best friends from high school.
You feel me?
You out.
You know what I mean? Like
that's where I agree with each and every one of y'all. But that's where I also disagree at the same. Well, not disagree. I disagree with everything that came before that, because I don't know how y'all wanted to like angle the conversation if we were to angle it in a different way, but usually this conversation usually gets back to the olden days were the best days. That's where we were at. My issue is that, and as I've always said, we need to find some sort of balance when it comes to a man and a woman. There should be no sense, in my personal opinion, where a woman doesn't have certain traits, a man, emotional traits or mental traits that a man has, and there should be no sense that a man does not have certain emotional and mental traits that a woman has. Because at the end of the day, there shouldn't really be a point where a woman really gets to that, and that causes the outcome that we see now. Like right now, that should not be the outcome. The outcome should be a still stable kid, a kid that did lose a dad, a kid that did lose maybe the dude that was going to say, yo, bro, I'm going to beat the shit out of you if you do some shit like that.
And I'm going to add to your point, Terrence. The reason why I want to add on to why I think it's not is because sometimes the mom is like, the dad take it too far because the mom got too much ego. You feel me?
But that's my thing, though.
I didn't want to see you out, Lance. My bad. I didn't want to see you out, Lance. But I'm just saying how good of a thing it is for you to have, you know what I mean? And how it's set.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Wait, so Terry, you trying to say like even if a dad walks out, like there should be no reason why the kid...
We should not have it this bad. It shouldn't be this bad. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't have a dad. I had my dad. I went down to him on the weekends. Was he part of the reason why I have certain health issues? Yes. Is he part of the reason for certain things? Yes. Is he part of the reason for certain mental states I have? Is he part of the reason for me not being able to fully go away for college in general? Yes. A lot of the things he has caused and a lot of things my mom has caused. But at the end of the day, what I can confidently say about my mom in particular, as she was raised, she's the oldest out of 3 other kids. Now, we could go with the oldest daughter syndrome, but I don't want to go with that standpoint. I want to go with who my mom is as a woman. My mom may have had my stepdad, but at the end of the day, it was me and my mom. And until my stepdad came around, and even to this day, I was still somewhat balanced in some way, shape, or form. The only woman in my life that I can confidently say was that type of woman where if I was raised by her, I would have ended up like everybody else is my aunt down in Brooklyn. My aunt down in Brooklyn did part of the raising. And if I stayed with my aunt in Brooklyn, if my mom and dad were both gone, and I stayed with my aunt in Brooklyn, I'd be one of these niggas. I'd be one of these niggas on the street doing all this stuff. Or I'd be one of these niggas on the street where like, I'm angry as shit, but I'm smart as shit. Because that woman, my aunt is smart as hell. She wants to be. She graduated for be a lawyer. We should not have it where a woman is this egotistical person. We shouldn't have it where the man is a dude that's going to sit here and just abuse his family for the love of the game. It should never get to that point. And
I don't think it's only men though.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Hold on, listen. But here's my thing though. With the community standpoint, with the entire conversations we had. Loving ourselves, taking care of ourselves, being there for ourselves, men doing this, men doing that, men being soldiers, men being warriors, men being leaders, community, etc. The issue around it is that we have a community, but with DR, for example, we build a community off of the patriarchy. And with that patriarchal community, you fuck up how people view certain things.
So you say
how it wraps
you
around?
think patriarchy is a bad thing, or
I think patriarchy is a bad thing because we tend to perpetuate certain things onto a man or woman that doesn't need to. Yeah. The issue is now is that we're too far from that. 60 years ago, there was 3 women that sat there and got us on the fucking moon. There ain't no reason we should be on this right now.
I have to disagree with you though, Terrence.
But I'll finish my part. When it comes down to the patriarchy, it is not something we should be holding on to, because when the patriarchy gets fractured, everything goes into disarray. And the issue is that we are losing out on brilliant minds because of the patriarchy. If you go into other third world countries, the patriarchy is prime. It is one of the things that get women killed on a daily basis. Those women can be the woman that leads us into the future of society. If we were never slaves, if we were never taken out of Africa, because we were technologically advanced, Mansa Musa, his existence alone should not be a thing if they're saying what they're saying. We were never taken out of Africa. Dude, does everyone really think that we would be sitting in this room together right now? Nigga, we wouldn't know each other. 9 times out of 10, Times Square would have looked like that in the 1920s. It would not look like that now. It would look like that in the 20s.
We still don't know how to pyramids.
Well, let's also say that if we weren't taken out of Africa, some of us wouldn't exist.
In the grand scale of things, if patriarchy and the thought process that one person is better than the other didn't exist, then we would be able to be way more advanced, as we would be able to put way more minds together to get where we want to be at.
I was just saying that if we were never taken from Africa, some of us wouldn't exist.
No,
the thing is,
okay, I'm fine with that.
My thing is, so. It's okay. His therapist will hear from about this.
I'm perfectly fine to say, and one thing I listen to Dr. Umar about, and one thing I will always repeat over Dr. Umar.
He's lying. He told me the other day he loves white bitches.
No.
It's literally snowing outside, and he's outside all day.
One thing I will agree with Dr. Umar is that some niggas gotta go. In order for us to advance, some niggas gotta go.
I will say this though, like,
what do you mean by that?
They gotta go.
Oh, like
done. Off earth.
I believe in a patriarchy that's not so much, because how do I put this? I'm gonna get canceled though. I don't think that everything should be male based.
Say confident.
I bet. I don't think that everything should be male based. I don't think that men know everything. I don't think that men should rule the world. But I do wholeheartedly think that in order for systems to work, I think that there are roles that have to be put in place. Now, whatever that role may be for anybody, that's fine, but I do think that specific roles are needed for specific things. For example, I don't know how religious everybody is in the room or how you guys are. I saw this video on TikTok the other day, and this girl, she asked her TikTok, if I wanted to destroy the species of men and I was the devil, how would I do it? And the AI basically replied, saying, oh, if I was the devil and I wanted to reach men as a species, like as a gender, and I wanted to bring them down and break them down, what I would start by doing is making sure that they were less emotional, making sure that they could not run to anybody and be able to cry or come to people. I'd make them like stone figures. I'd make them very emotionally like irregulating, and I'd make sure that they're like, oh, good luck, Mar. Here, hold up.
Yeah,
how many cups you got?
Be careful.
Oh, you guys go out and get another one.
No, thank you. There you go.
Nigga.
Were one of these fine?
Oh, yeah.
No, I got yours.
Oh.
So then she did the same thing with women. How would I destroy the gender of women? Oh, you would make them think that they don't need anybody. You would make them think that they're independent, that they can move on without themselves. So my whole thing is, I understand your thing about patriarchy, but I do think that systems in place do really hold a big part. Now, am I saying that those systems or roles are automatically like indefinite? Like, yeah, Terry, just because you're a man means that your wife isn't gonna, all she gotta do is go in the fucking kitchen and make you a fucking sandwich. No. But I do think that if you have a family, right, and you have a child, I think for the better of that child, you and your future wife or husband, You and your future wife, or I was about to say it again. You and your future wife need roles. All right, babe, you have the higher paying job, so you know what? When this baby's born, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna take care of it. You go do what you gotta do.
And bitch, you scratch me.
That's what that was.
That's what that was. I heard. Boo!
I think that it matters a lot, and I think
Matter of fact,
like certain places,
My fault, man.
certain places are more. I think the problem with our society is we became so tolerable that now nothing is intolerable.
Yeah, niggas on Twitter is like, oh, if our generation was in slavery, we would have did something.
Accept everything that now nothing is unacceptable. So with the problem with us now as a society is like before, if Lance did some crazy shit, niggas will be able to be like, yo, Lance, you're actually tweaking, like relax.
Like,
Now Lance could do some crazy shit, and now niggas is like, all right, guys, that's just how Lance is. Let's let Lance do his crazy
Yeah, it's
shit.
like we got.
I would say that was more back in the day. I would say now where we're at is that I wouldn't say that for that. That's where we have somewhat of a community where like if you were to do like if a nigga we know was to do some crazy shit like to hit a woman, we all gonna be like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how y'all would react, but like if all of us in the room, in my personal opinion, one of us would have said,
though, Terry, because I've seen like you could watch videos on this, bro. There are guys now, like before you would see a guy argue with a girl on the train, and the whole train is hopping that nigga. Now you see videos of a nigga, he could deck a bitch on the train, and everybody's just like, oh, starts turning their head. So it's not more so of
people are too tolerable, and people have gotten to a point, and I think, and actually that's what I was talking about with Twitter. One thing that Twitter has taught me is that niggas need to be too woke. We all need to be too woke. We all need to be at a point where we're sitting down and saying, yo, this is not how life should be. This is not how life should be working. Life works a certain way because of this, and that. We have to be too woke, and niggas is not too woke. Niggas have gotten to a point of being comfortable and being like, yo, shit happens every day. You're bugging out. You're too woke, etc. And that's the thing, is that people are too comfortable where they're at, and they're not having the ability to be woke. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. 9 times out of 10, there's one of us niggas in this room that use AI for the love of the game and don't even realize you killing the next nigga. At the end of the day, bro, niggas just sitting there being like, yo, it's not this serious it's not this serious that, etc. And then like they sitting here and
AI at work though.
They doing all of this, and like there's certain ways we can use AI where it is beneficial, and I don't deny that.
I use it to make the homies kiss. Some nigga named Kuto Kente in Uganda are dying, and I'm over here making the homies kiss on AI. Yo, God forgive me, bro.
Yo, that was.
Hey, what's crazy is that's what it is.
That's an example.
That's what it is, bro. Like on the real, like at least we're not using AI for the pod though.
That's like I said, I'm very educated on these things. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I do it because I don't want to be the one person to be like, ooh, like I want to put my input, but what if this nigga fries me with shit? So I feel like it helps to like educate yourself on it. And yo, like what people don't talk about, or like what the media doesn't talk about, is that
I was saying that in a straight man's world of living in a world of people being who they want to be.
Yo, being a straight man now is being the new gay. And okay,
Unpack that.
Straight men specifically get a whole bunch of hate. A whole bunch of hate just for being straight.
Everything
males.
being sassy now. Everything just
exactly.
like
a guy showing this nigga either gay or he's
like,
sassy.
bro. Why can I have?
Okay, I'm specifically talking about because like no, because
why can't I
because I've had conversations.
having self-care?
Are you specifically talking about the sassy part?
Nah, I just have to be.
Are you talking about the parts where they like try to like make you seem like you're gay?
I'm talking in a sense. What I'm saying is, before being straight was okay, being gay
I know
was
that.
wrong,
I'm saying,
and
like,
now
what
the
you're talking
roles
about
have
right
flipped.
now. Yeah.
Now being straight is wrong and being gay is the norm.
That's better.
He's basically trying to say that being gay is more progressive nowadays. You know what I mean?
No, hear me out.
Like being straight is low key. Being straight is low key the minority now. If you really think about it, how many people in your head right now? You can name 10
Isn't
people
that
right now.
mainly just you being on the internet too much?
No.
So
No,
Terrence, you're
that's not. But this
No, actually, no.
Wait.
Let's ask the one nigga in the room that's in like a cultural hot pot right now.
Can I say this?
How is it for you in college when it comes down
No,
to that?
because I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, when you're around, even I can say this right now at my job right now. There's a lot of people who are of different sexualities or whatever they want to be. But I feel like I see where Manny's coming from. But on some level, I think it also just comes from a fact of it has to be this or that. It's like the two can't coexist. People aren't okay with the two coexisting. So even when it was less acceptable to be gay, that's how it was.
Can I say that I feel like being gay is more trendy now? I feel like a lot of people.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people do. This is gonna sound fucked up, but I feel like a lot of people do ride the bandwagon of like, yo, I'm gay, I'm bi, because it's like a trend. Like
I'm only saying I'm
not
gay for
gonna
dad
lie.
catch me. For dad catch me in her room and I'm not supposed to be there.
No,
Doing this, you feel me?
I just
I'm freaking the dad. I'm freaking the dad like I'm gay.
something like that.
Yo, no cap.
That's the only time I would be walking.
But that's survival. That's survival.
But that's why
That's
that goes back
survival.
into the conversation. Have a percentage start on how gay you are. For example, my friend Yazleni, I will sit down and say that woman is 20%, 15% gay. 50 like
I say like
anything.
30.
Nah. No, here's my chart prospect.
She be fucking
Anything,
around,
hear me
bro.
out though.
I don't think she really would do some gay shit.
Anything
with a
equal
girl.
and above 30 is that
Right.
you would do something with a girl. Anything below 30, you will not do something with a girl.
But I don't think that's a 30,
has a
bro.
limit. Like for example, Yazleni has a limit. And what I'm saying is that, for example, what we were talking about earlier in the episode, which I think is in it, I forgot. Like my ex, she was like, yo, like we had a conversation at one point. I'm like, yo, like I was like, yo, I have this chart on like how I perceive like gayness. Like, yo, there's a percentage of how gay you are. I was like, so what's the percent for you? She was like 70%. I'm like, okay, cool. So like when it comes down to me, for example, I can confidently say, like really sitting down with myself, I would say I'm in like the 5 to 10% range. 90% of me is straight.
Wait.
This nigga gotta be trolling.
Nah,
Go home.
I made that face. I was listening. I was locked in, and he said, "I'm in the 5% to 10%
Nigga said I'm like
range."
5 to 10%.
What?
Not some slight. I said it was 5 to 10.
Just a little bit.
My
Ain't nothing
God.
crazy. I'm still.
Listen,
Hey, I'm still 90% straight though. I still like
Listen,
pussy.
A little bit of gay in me don't
And I don't consider myself that because, like, even now I talk to people. I talk to
like the
people.
nigga that raped the nigga in Snowfall. I ain't gay.
I ain't gay. I just had to
money. I'm gonna take his butt.
I just had to do what I had to do.
10% is like the same thing I would say when like we say, oh, this nigga does actually look attractive, and not in like a joking way, but like where you're like, yo, nigga,
That's not
That
gay
doesn't
though.
mean-
I understand that.
That's being a man.
I don't see a topic, Terrence. I think to be a superior, true man, you need to have a bit of vulnerability in you, and you need to have a bit of superior. So, you know what I mean? I think, and all in all, to be a true superior man, you need to be able to balance the emotions.
You know?
You know, you need to be able to get sad like a girl, but get mad like a beast. And if you, it was just, I'm not Christian, but there's a story about some dude named Elijah in the Bible where he learned how to channel his per se energy. You know, like he know when to get on that, but then he know when to cut a smile.
You said Elijah?
Yeah, in the Bible, his name was Elijah in the Bible. They
Oh shit,
described
that's
him.
what I mean that.
They described him of how Christians should be, feel me? But just balancing the two, knowing how to be vulnerable, cute with your girl, not sassy, but vulnerable.
What the fuck?
And then learn how to be like that.
Fucking around, bro.
Why not just be a cat?
How you feel about Diddy?
Nah. Oh shit. No, I was gonna say though, like that ass, right? Because I remember way back when Terrence brought up Richard Moses, random
Robert
ass
Moses.
shit, or Robert Moses, whatever his name is, right? I just remember when I was watching Raising Kanan Power Book 3, right? There was a character, I forgot what his name was, but in season 1, where it's like he was like in college for like stuff like that, like architecture, and he would like he was dating the main character's mother, right? And he would drop like bits of knowledge about Robert Moses, right? And,
Seriously?
And yeah, literally. I'm telling you, in the show. It was in the show. He would drop bits of knowledge of Robert Moses and why he created things the way he did to separate, like to enforce systemic racism, to separate, black people from white people, or keep this class of people in this separate place. And I always thought like that was so crazy for that to be in power.
It's a power pyramid because racism is a lie. Racism is not even a thing.
Yeah,
somebody said
it's fabricated.
Exactly.
Nah,
like,
you're
you
right,
really
though.
think about it.
Like my thing is,
No, not all the dickhead shit. Where did you come from?
bro, can we talk about this? No, we talk about this for real. Cause how did so many people?
Hold on, wait, Lance.
no.
I just want to say this one thing. Going into what y'all were saying though, like think about it though, like a white nigga had to be so mad and filled with hate that he looked at a black nigga one day and was really like,
but look,
nigger.
Look, what if he wasn't white? What
Okay,
if he was
let's
like
bring it back.
an alien? What if it was like
No, but that's what
an
I'm saying.
Egyptian? What
Can
if it
we
was
talk
somebody?
about-
That's true though.
Not an alien, right? Because that's kind of touche. But what if it was somebody of power that wanted power?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like at some point, so many people had
Why does it seem
to.
like we're so close to talking about like
So many people had to get back.
ADHD.
Yeah.
They had to get on a general consensus to hate on one group of people, and it became an overall mindset.
What if it's not one group?
And it's crazy because on some level, racism from any point of view makes no sense, because when you really think about it, it's just that perspective of like, yo, we look different, but you bleed how I bleed.
Like, word, red and blue, same color.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, what happened? And it's like, I obviously that's a way deeper topic, and we're not gonna get into it. But my thing is just at the end of the day, like another thing is just relating it back to like how we treat each other, how we love each other. You know, Manny was saying earlier that like, you know, people need love and people need love and all that. But I genuinely
Meek Mill felt a lot of love.
Get up.
And 50
Get up.
And 50 Cent felt a lot of that hate.
But I genuinely do
50
believe.
Cent really top one hating ass nigga.
Oh,
bro.
D.
But you know what they
That
say?
nigga carry his hate right here.
Word, bro.
Nigga,
But I
Stand on
genuinely,
business.
but can I genuinely say this though? I genuinely agree with what Manny said earlier, because at the end of the day, people need love and the world needs love, because love is life. Like it dead ass is, because without love, we not progressing. in this
Hashtag
world.
all lives matter.
bro.
No, so the question is for you, real
I'm
still.
kidding.
Did he do it or did he not?
Facts, he did
Why
that
did you
shit.
say it like that?
Because his
He
name is
making
Diddy,
a pun.
nigga.
Why did you say did he do
He
Did he do it or did he not? Did he?
I want to
Welcome.
smack the shit out.
I want to say one
This
thing.
is why the nigga got 10% gain.
and
I
that
wanna
is a
say one
perfect
thing.
example of talking out your ass.
This whole episode was a perfect example of talking about my arse.
I mean, it's the title of the podcast, right?
Yeah, talking out my
That's-
arse. That's all we were doing today. Talking out our arses.
Yo, you know I first learned that
Just
was from
say
Kings.
ass, bro.
Nah, I just want to go with arse. I wanna
Isn't
go
it
with
arse, bro?
It is
It
arse.
arse.
But arse.
Why are you adding a SH though? It's arse.
It's
I said
arse.
arse.
No, it's arse.
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 Arch. Ice. I'm arching, nigga. I don't
Arse.
get it. That's the 5%. That's the 5%.
10, remember it's 10.
10.
And that's the
10%.
five.
Guys, podcast.
Thank you for watching Talking Out My Arse
My son
podcast.
just said I'm
We'll be back
arching.
next Sunday for
He
another
just said I'm
episode.
arching. It's over.
Say thank you to my co-host Lance, to our guests
y'all.
Manny and Danny, and I don't even know if this nigga is a special guest no more. On the real, bro.
Lex.
Special guest,
New
Lex.
brother.
It was
Yes,
nice
sir.
seeing everybody today. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully with some different people.
Hashtag all lives
They'll be back. They'll be back. We're gonna do an Avengers cutout for them. At the end of it, it's gonna say Manny will be back. And Danny will be
hashtag
back.
Volume is coming soon, man.
Danny will be back.
New
and Lex
EP
will be
dropping.
back.
I don't know when,
Y'all be safe.
I'm recording music, and it'll be out at some point.
You did I say?
I'm gonna reactivate my gram soon.
I got some shit.
Watch for the pop out. My gram is gonna be reactivated soon. Watch the pop out.
Y'all better turn off that thing.
Spring,
so
summer,
you
cat,
can
and
hear
fall,
all
man.
that shit.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Volumes.
Bum 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 bum. Gosh, miss you, bro. Just know drinking one out for you. Bum.